Welcome everybody. This is the JomezPro productions of the 2019 Rumble, presented by Discraft and Clint's Draft House. My name is Cale Leiviska.
And I'm Paul McBeth.
Here we are with the champs card, the feature card for round one. We got Paul McBeth, the 2007 Ice Bowl in Paradise D-tier champion.
And we got Ben Callaway, the amateur Rumble champion.
Ben Callaway is the local hero around here.
And Jordan Castro. Looking pretty good here.
I'm excited to see Jordan. This is our Minnesota boy. He's been touring a lot. And we got the young gun, Adam Hammes from Wisconsin. He's been out on the road touring a lot this year, and he's a force to be reckoned with for sure.
I'm pretty sure he's the returning champion.
That's right. He did win it last year, yeah. So here we are. We're going to start on hole 12. This is a 24-hole course. Very tough hole to start. The whole right side of the wood line, it's all marked with OB, which actually I didn't know until after I threw.
Yeah, that was added pretty late, but if you're in that, it's basically a penalty. But yeah, first up, here we go. Adam Hammes.
Yeah, this is a pretty common play out to the left, so you don't deal with that wood line. Today, for the first round, we were dealing with some extreme wind conditions out here. You could see 22 miles per hour steady with some gusts that were even higher than that. So a theme today is going to be some pretty ferocious golf out here. This Westlake course is a beast, and when you add the wind to it, it's no joke.
Yeah, it's going to be funny to see as soon as some of these players let go of their shots, you really don't know what they're going to do when they're in the air. But that's a great turnover.
Yeah,
maybe a little long, though.
Yeah, that's the problem with this hole. If you go too long, you get pinched, and you have a tough angle to this basket, which is really close to the water. So this looks like a great shot. You're cutting it tight, and you should have a pretty good angle, right?
Yeah, just put it out there in that tall grass and kind of keep that angle. And then we got Ben right here with the backhand. Looks like a mid-range.
Ben Callaway is local to the Quad Cities area. He's been playing down here for over a decade, and he's a really solid player.
Looks like a little too much angle there.
Yeah, it does. That's definitely the miss, though. You don't want to go long. You could see he's got a good angle at it, but he's got a little bit of distance to the basket.
Oh, turn that over right away. And that one is OB. That flag's not really moving too much, but steady 20-mile-per-hour winds.
And yeah, that wood line on the right, I've played this tournament probably 5 or 6 years, and we've never had that before, so that's something a little bit new this year.
That's a great shot right there. He went with the grenade.
Wow, tombstoned, is that just outside the circle?
Yeah, just outside the circle, and it's a scary putt looking right at that water. Oh no.
Yeah, we had someone in our card that was stuck in these woods, and it is so thick. Just trying to pitch out is a chore.
Yeah, it looks like he got out right there, though. And then here's Ben for his par. Looking about 65 feet away.
And yeah, in this little corner, I guess you can't really tell how strong the wind is, but I think we'll soon see.
Yeah, it's also funny to mention that.
Oh, that's how you start the round right there.
Snuck a SloMez in there. But if you look at these flags on these baskets, they're actually just torn to shreds from the wind.
Yeah, Westlake is pretty exposed with these two reservoirs on each side of this. That strip of land right there. So yeah, these flags have seen better days.
Yeah, he probably thought there was a headwind right there and just dropped out of the sky. Same thing right there, a little low.
Yeah, the first part of the round when you're putting that water, it can be a little bit intimidating. You can see it's about 15 feet from the shoreline.
Got a tap-in bogey right there for Ben. And we'll see 2 more tap-ins right here. It's funny because where Ben was, that's even a tester today. So
yeah,
those 15-footers are not gimmies.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how your card deals with this because I know my card had some struggles, especially on this hole.
This is, I think, by far the hardest hole in the course. 877 feet. par 5, and it's along that little spine right there. So it's pretty, I guess, elevated on both sides. And again, 20-mile-per-hour winds coming from both sides. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, we had a strong right to left coming on this one. So for a right-handed, backhanded player, when you throw out the hyzer, it just wanted to blow it over the spine to the left side of the reservoir. So you're opting to go forehand to kind of use that wind to knock it down, it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of try to get it by that pole right there, and yeah, I executed that just how I wanted. And yeah, that's what is that? 350 feet.
But that is very solid. I saw a lot of people trying to throw backhand and just blowing right onto the left side lake. So anywhere on that spine on your drive is a good place to be.
Hammy's doing the same thing. He put it a little wider. There's that big rock bed right there, but that's all. You get relief from that, which is a good spot to be.
You could see once it landed, the wind just dropped it down to the left side.
And this is a scary shot. You got to put a lot of trust in that.
And wow, he threw that so flat and perfect. And in the second the angle was exposed, you could see it wanted to shoot left.
Yeah,
But that was a great shot.
Yeah, about 50 feet left right there.
Mm-hmm.
And often with the backhand as well.
And he's not messing around with too much. He's just kept it low, wanted to put it in play, which is a wise move on this hole. Now you can see where the wind's starting to come in. His jacket's blowing, and this is a scary shot.
Oh wow, that's a lot of angle. And in the lake on the left side.
Yeah, if you're gonna throw a hyzer angle like that, you got to go so wide on this hole. I mean, you got to aim 100 feet over that lake if you're gonna throw it on that angle.
Yeah, it really doesn't seem like there's a safe spot really to throw this second shot. But I just saw a bend, and I'm gonna put it out over the water like you just said, and it's still pushing so far left.
Oh, nice. Did that stick?
Yeah, that was able to stay safe right there.
Yeah, there's some tall grass down there, so it usually doesn't skip too bad. But yeah, you can see the flag ripping on this one.
And once it gets over that left side of the edge, the wind's just gone.
It's kind of scary down there, though, because then you're throwing back up to the basket with if you get it nose up over that hill.
And his actually hit land and fell into the water, so he'll be OB down there. Here goes Jordan. If he can throw that same shot he just did off the tee, I think that's what he needs.
He got it really wide. He got it nice and high.
A lot of angle.
Should be safe down there. The tailwind putt to get up and down for the birdie 4.
I think he actually ended up in the circle.
Oh, wow.
And then that's actually a great upshot. Look at that. That's like 25, 30 right there. The wind, not the distance.
Yeah, even being 20 feet looking at the lake on this putt can be a little scary, as you can see.
Look at this.
Wow, so he's right in circle's edge, but that is not a fun putt to have.
Not at all. But you can see it's pretty calm down there, but once it gets over the crest of the hill, it's getting stopped.
Nice touchy little forehand there.
Yeah, I didn't execute it how I wanted, but it worked out. Got it in the circle. And here's Jordan. Oh, just outside the circle.
Yeah, this is Jordan for eagle.
Wow. But he's still about 15 feet away.
I got to give a shout out to Colin Bailey and Nick Snelling, both on my card, who got 3s on this hole. It's pretty amazing.
I saw that on U-Disc.
Nick Snelling had a throw in from like 200 feet, and Colin Bailey just parked it. It was just phenomenal in this wind.
I can see Ben just went a little off to the left there, and he's putting with the zone, so I'm kind of reading off him right there. I'm putting with my zone as well.
You got a zone in the hand?
Yeah, it's gusting.
Is this something that you practice?
Once or twice.
Look at that, in the heart.
And I was able to get that one to sneak in there. But yeah, just trying that overstable putter for a few of these.
That's a great start for you. These are some of the hardest holes that we play on the course, so to go birdie, that's impressive.
Yeah, I surprised myself on this one. Then we got Adam right here, trying to save his par.
Look at that action.
And he went with the zone there, too.
And it looks like the wind might even picked up a little bit for his putt.
Yeah. It looks like he's jamming that in there, but that's what you have to do with this wind. And Ben from inside those bushes right there, he's still about 15 feet away.
There you go, buddy. Jam it in.
That's a good putt from there.
That's a tough start going bogey, but honestly, in this wind, so many people were having struggles on this hole. You got to just keep pushing forward, and pars aren't going to hurt you today. So we were all kind of adjusting as we went on to try to deal with this wind.
Jordan.
Oh my gosh.
And that was just purely the wind.
Yeah, he hit that
right
dead center.
And now he's got even a tougher putt here.
Yeah, so you viewers are seeing it all. This is some of the stuff we were dealing with out here at Westlake. Here we are, hole 14. This hole was playing super tough. We had a ripping tailwind, and you can see you have to throw a big sweeping left to right shot over the trees. The basket's going to be nestled up here in this wood line on the right. But it was really hard to keep the disc turning yesterday because of how severe the tailwind was. So I know in our group, no one. It was tough to get it within circle too. This was playing very hard.
Yeah, very extreme tailwind. And I actually heard Nico ace this hole last year.
Nico got an ace on that. This is not an easy hole. That's an amazing ace for Nico.
Yeah, I was just trying to throw it up the hill and just kind of straight, and then just play over to the right. And you could see that was my most understable fairway, and you could just see the wind pushed it straight.
Yeah, you really had to throw your roller disc and turn it over as much as you could, and it still was hard to make it go right.
Mm-hmm. And Jordan waiting for a little break in the wind, but today that's not going to happen.
Yeah, he got that on a good angle, but you could see it hyzers out almost immediately.
Wow.
And going in those woods on the left, that's tough because you're far away from the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he's got a decent lie.
And from the tee, you can't see where any of these shots are landing, so you can't really get a read off anything if you're, third or fourth on the box.
And look at that. Even this looks like it's going to hyzer off.
And you can hear Adam right there. It doesn't matter what disc you throw. That was his roller, like you said. And it still hyzered out on him.
And Callaway, there you go. It looks like he really got over on it.
Right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, this basket's tucked into these trees, and if you are, if you go a little deep of the basket, 20, 30 feet, you can be left with a tough putt. So this is an upshot. You really want to get as close as you can.
Yeah, and that pine tree right there kind of helps, guide you to the basket. If you can hit that, you can kind of trickle down by the basket. So that's really a key tree on this hole.
Wow, yours got all the way to the wood line?
Yeah, I was surprised as well, but I had a little awkward stance, but I was able to get up there to the circle's edge.
You could see that right to left wind just knocked his hyzer forehand straight down.
Callaway going with the same shot here.
Yeah, today was one of those days where it definitely was nice to be last on the box because you could make some of the wind adjustments if you had to.
And it's weird, that's something you don't normally say, too.
No, not.
But on key holes, it is good to be at the back of the box here. And then where this basket is, too, it's like in this little pocket where the wind's kind of stopped. You can see the flag's barely moving, so it's hard to read this green.
Just lost that one right.
Yeah, just kind of put that one out to the right. And here's Jordan and these are all for par saves, too. These aren't even birdies, so they got some pressure to them.
Yeah, usually when you think 311 feet in a big A tier, it looks like a hole that a lot of people are going to be deucing, but a 3 was a great score today.
Yeah, I don't think there was any 2s. I should have brought up the stats, but I would not be surprised.
Yeah, it would have probably had to be a throw-in if someone was going to 2 this one. Dang, it looks like everyone's having trouble with their putts in this hole.
And Adam right here from the bushes a little.
Yeah, you can see he's about 15 feet from the basket, and Those little bushes can definitely get in the way on the putts.
It looks like we're all gonna have a bogey here on the 311-foot par 3.
Yeah, that hole's playing very tough. And here we are, we're on to another par 5, hole 15, 883 feet. This one is a bomb. You definitely want to throw a nice disc that will turn right. You can see the out of bounds road on the left along the whole line of the hole. You get up to the basket, and if you skip too far right, you're right back in the bushes, and you could be 25, 30 feet away from this basket with no putt. So,
And this one's key. If you get a really good drive on it, you can have an eagle look. And I got my drive over too much. You can see once it gets around those trees, it kind of just dies out. But that kind of made my decision pretty easy. I won't have an eagle look at all. And Jordan, that's a nice angle right there.
yep, you got this one to come out. You got some great distance on that. Wow. Yeah, it's a long way to get to that road. You can pretty much throw it dead straight, and it's tough to reach the road. So that's what I was kind of trying to do, is just rip it straight and give an angle to the green.
Mm-hmm. Here's Hammy's.
Oh, is that
no.
going to hyzer out?
Look how high that thing's going. Wow. Stayed safe, but that's so far away from the basket.
Yeah, he is. But he's still about 500 feet away after that.
And a right to left, too, so that's going to be a tough second shot.
And Callaway's played this hole many times. He knows what to do, it looks like.
Oh, it looks
Unless
like he got that
too
over
much angle.
too much. Oh, no.
Gosh, it is hard to throw it far enough to reach that wood line on the right.
Yeah, it's just went a little too far right. And here's Adam.
This is a tricky upshot because that road comes in on the left.
Yeah.
A few highs are off. It looks like he might have got saved by a branch, but he's still going to be a long ways away.
Yeah, that was a good tree hit right there. And I'm just lining up a forehand here. Just trying to get it around the corner.
Yeah, from where you are, just set yourself up with a nice, easy upshot for a birdie 4.
Yeah, just laying it up right there. And went with that forehand quite a bit so far. Oh, Jordan pulled that a little. Wow.
Wow, that looked like a fortunate little kick out.
Oh, yeah. He'll take that and then bend deep in the woods back here.
Yeah, hopefully he can just get out.
Wow, that's a great forehand out of there. Not only did he get out, he got the angle he wants too.
Yeah, this is the second of 3 par 5s that we're going to see on this course. There's a lot of length here, and it's very rare we play a course that has 3 par 5s.
Yeah, no, not too often. And then with 24 holes, it just makes the course that much longer. A little short from Adam, but he'll still have a putt. That's a great recovery right there after that unfortunate forehand right into the ground before that. I got like a 100-foot upshot right here.
Reaching for that zone a lot today in this wind, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely will be. But yeah, it's just one that I can trust, both forehand and backhand in this wind. And Jordan, I was surprised he went with the jump putt here.
Oh, no.
Wow. Of course, gives you a good break and takes it away, right? Just like that.
Yeah, and those little 100-foot upshots, when it's a little bit windy, I'd definitely like to do a little throw just to get a little more spin on it, and Adam just low on the birdie attempt.
Good run. But still like 18 feet away, and it's just, you kind of step up to these putts with this, well, there's no flag here, but with this wind, it's just, you never know. You never know if it's going to be consistent or just die.
Yeah, because when you're back in these little pockets that are kind of blocked from the wind, it seems to be a little more swirly, and yeah, we're guessing a little bit.
Every putt you make just feels like a good make, too. Ooh, That one almost came right back to him, but that's a great par save from Ben. After being in the woods and then throwing that forehand into the ground,
Yeah.
that's a great 5.
Looks like you're going to get the lone birdie.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. There was only there was 6 eagles on that hole, so.
Yeah, well, Colin Bailey got another one in my group. And hole 16, this hole is 398 feet. The wood line on the right, the OB road on the left, which doesn't seem like it's very far, but in this left to right wind we had, it was playing very tough today.
It's a very interesting hole. It's a very tough hole with really nothing in the way, but the placement on this is so key, and it's real easy to just go into those woods on the right.
And you can see the wind just lift that up.
Mm-hmm. And then it's just like how far in the woods are you going to be after that?
Oh gosh.
So I'll have a tricky up shot from there.
Yeah, I chose to throw backhand on this as well. I don't have a very strong power forehand, so I was throwing the same shot Jordan was, and you had to really commit to getting it out left.
Yeah, it's a lot of trust in the disc, but you can see his is blowing in there as well. Nice kick out though, right on the edge.
Yeah, he's going to be about 60 feet, but that was honestly a pretty good place to be with how tough this hole was playing.
Adam with the forehand. Look how wide he's taking that. Clipping some branches. Ooh.
There you go. Just stays in.
Yep. But you can see the amount, like how wide you really have to go on this one to get it to come back. Ben Optin with the backhand as well.
Yeah, this is a hole that if there's no wind, I might even be throwing a mid-range on this, but we were all throwing decent drivers in this left to right wind.
And in practice too, it wasn't too windy out here, but you knew when the tournament came around that the wind was going to come, and it sure did.
And those woods are so thick. Ben wasn't even going to try to get to the basket. He was just pitching out, which is what you have to do a lot on this course if you get off the fairway.
Yeah, exactly. You got to pitch out and kind of just fight for your bogey, because par is out of the question at that point. Adam from about 65 here. Wow. It was blowing my mind that he was running these long putts in this wind.
Yeah, I've been playing with Adam for many years in Wisconsin and Minnesota. The kid is definitely fearless.
I was just happy to get mine out of those trees, or those bushes, whatever they are when they're blooming.
Yeah, we were playing without any leaves on them. I can't imagine what they're going to be like in a few weeks once all the foliage comes.
Exactly. That's a good approach from Jordan.
So this is a par save attempt from, looks like outside the circle.
Yeah, I don't know if I really tried to make that more so than keep it close, and I did neither of those.
Yeah, me personally, I definitely don't want 15, 20-foot comebackers.
Yeah, so I'll take my bogey there. Yet to get a par.
Here we go, Adam.
Yep, that's good. That's a good par on that hole. I don't know if there was too many birdies throughout the day here. Especially with
Yeah, I'm
that.
going to say not too many. And I know on my card, if you took a par on that, you were gaining a stroke on a lot of people.
Stand corrected. There were 7 birdies on this hole.
7 birdies?
Yep.
And people are getting good. Now we're moving into the woods. Hole 17, this is one of my favorite holes. A very tight downhill tunnel, only 267 feet. With the elevation change, you pretty much got to put a putter or mid-range on the line, let the disc do the work, and hopefully land one above 30, 40 feet short and just skip it right up to the basket is the ideal shot.
Exactly. And with this tailwind, it's only going to make the disc a little straighter, maybe a little bit more overstable. But I think the play is kind of sliding it up there just like Jordan did, right off the pole. But
Nice shot, Jordan.
half that fairway is covered in mud now. Oh, here we go. We get a follow flight. He did call for a follow flight after he threw this.
Nice.
Great shot by Jordan.
Yeah, a little bit higher skip. That was in. Very tight tunnel here.
Hammy's looking for that local route over there. I'm going with that play that you just said, slide up a mid.
Yep, get a look. And, up to this point, we just played 5 or 6, wide open holes in the wind, and now we're kind of coming back, getting tight in the woods. So definitely takes a little adjustment here.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's a very cool feature to this course is you have those wide open holes early, and then they still find a way to use all these woods back here and make some extremely challenging holes. I don't know how he's running all these. He's just wherever
I
he
thought he'd be
is.
trying to pitch out. He almost put that in.
That was a great out from Adam. And then Ben was only about 4 feet to the right of him. Another good up shot.
You got the putter working today.
Yeah, I mean, there was no wind back here, so I felt like I had to give this a good run. It was one of those few moments where the woods blocked all the wind.
That's a good one to get. Not a lot of 2 opportunities on this stretch of the course, so if you want to capitalize on this one.
Yeah, that felt like one of the must gets on this course.
There you go, Jordan. Getting a nice birdie. First one of the round.
Yeah, and you see a lot of red, but at this point, with how cold and windy it was, like you couldn't really stress over it. You knew there was, there's 24 holes. There's enough time to turn the rounds around. But,
Yeah, that's what I was kind of telling myself when we started this round was pars are going to be okay. Try to avoid the big numbers, and we're moving into the toughest stretch of the course right here. Arguably the hardest hole in the course, the third par 5 that we're going to see. You got to throw a long, long tunnel shot. It's about, what would you say, 450 to get to this edge.
At least 400 for sure.
You have a straight left turn dog leg, and the whole right side of the woods that you see there is out of bounds now. So
yeah, they were calling this stretch the gauntlet. So
that's pretty fitting. You can see how tight the tunnel is off the tee here. You got to push a long way to be able to get to the edge. And a lot of people come up short and have to try to pitch up to the edge and then try to get up and down from there, which is very tough.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of these players trying to pull it to the right because even if they nick those, it'll push out of the trees, and then the hill's kind of sloping, so it kind of slides down to the left if you do hit that right side.
Yeah, that's definitely the better miss because I kind of sawed mine off and ended up in the left woods, which is not ideal.
No, it's kind of what I did here. I was trying to throw a little turnover, but just came out flat, and luckily made the first corner,
Yeah.
that is.
And you got a nice little kick out, so you'll probably be just pitching up to the corner from there.
Exactly. Then Hammies has an understable fairway here, the Undertaker. That's pretty much exactly what you don't want to do, because that's almost like a little creek in there with how much water's in that.
Yeah, from there you might have to pitch out and then pitch up to the corner, which is not ideal. This is such a hard hole, and to be able to get the Eagle 3 on this takes 2 perfect shots.
Yeah, Ben threw that, and we thought that was the perfect shot, but you can see it still trickled into those woods a little bit. But even a good shot is hard to execute here.
I stand corrected. He's going for the corner with the forehand.
I think we're just going to have to say he's going for it every time he throws. But he was just shy of the corner right there.
This is a tricky little upshot because you can see those orange flags right there is all marked OB. So if you go a little bit deep, you're taking a penalty stroke. So kind of makes you lay it up a little more cautious than you normally would.
Yeah, exactly. It is exactly what you said. He's pushing a little bit more left than he probably would like.
And that looks perfect. So where Ben just laid up to, he's still going to have about 300 plus to get to the basket.
You can see I left mine short.
Yeah, you sawed off that layup a little?
Exactly. That OB back there got me worried. The wind is actually still blowing back here because all those trees on the right over there are gone.
Scoot up there.
That's a great shot.
That's well played by Jordan. Oh, yeah, Adam's got a tough angle here. He's a little bit pinched on the left.
But we know he's going for it. Oh, he was asking for it to flex. I think if it could have gotten to flat, he'd be in the circle 1.
And that's a good mistake for him to make because if he would have leaked that right, it's all out of bounds on the right side. So should be able to save a par. Gotta keep pushing.
Yeah, I caught a branch as soon as I let that go. I don't know exactly which one it was, but I'm just glad I was able to get up that far after hitting something so early.
Yeah, if you can notice the woods on the left there, you can see how thick it is. So if you're off the fairway at all, you're pretty much looking at pitch out on this long par 5.
Got lifted early for him. But, I mean, he got almost pin high, so let's see if he has a look from over there. We know Adam's running this from about 75.
Yeah, he's never happy with
No,
the
you
disc
hear
under the
him.
basket. He wants it in.
Yeah,
And you're reaching for the zone on the forehand again.
yeah, just trying to put this close.
Yeah, right. You're going for it.
It looks like it, but that wind lifted that thing up right out of my hand. I was really just trying to lay it up. But
Nothing for Ben to do but
no,
put it close.
this is one of those days where those layups even look like they're trying to go in.
God, it's such a hard hole. I would love to 3 this. We get one more chance at this course in the final round. So
Yeah, this is. I really like this course. I think with 20-mile-per-hour winds, it's a little extreme, but a nice 5 to 10 would be beautiful.
yeah, it is a ferocious course, and you add the wind. And yeah, 24 holes. You think it might be a lot of shorter holes if we're playing 24, but they really stretch us out and makes for a long, grueling round.
Yeah, that's a great birdie from Jordan right there. And there was actually one eagle on this hole, Thomas Gilbert.
Gilbert,
Yeah, it's
the
not
Canadian.
a surprise.
Yeah, it's really not. He's got a great arm. Style. Ooh, here we come. Hole 19.
This might be the thinnest fairway in disc golf.
I think it's got to be. You can see we're throwing a big right to left shot over the water. The basket is perched about 8 feet from the shoreline. And it's tough. If you go in the water anywhere you go, you got to go to the drop zone, which is tough in a very tough spot on the left. And for me, with this wind, the play was kind of just aim 40 feet left of the basket and play for a 3, maybe get a lucky 2, but it was playing very tough today.
Yeah, 377 feet. It's reachable by everyone. It's just how much do you want to bite off this tee shot? And Jordan really hung that over the water and still ends up left,
Wow.
but pin
That's a
high.
fantastic shot.
Yeah, about 20 feet away. That's almost ideal right there.
Yeah, we're kind of a little bit blocked from the wind here, but if you go out, far over the water, you're kind of exposed to the wind again. So it was, yeah, you could see it just drops yours.
I went the Predator there. Wasn't trying to bite off all the distance, but still just get it left and just even have a look I'd be happy with.
Yeah, that's another great shot. This hole is playing so hard.
Let's see how far Adam puts this out over the water. Oh no, way too high.
Oh gosh. He could be deep in there unless he gets a good kick.
Not a thing.
Yeah, that's scary being in there because, your pitch out is not even easy because the strip of grass is so narrow.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost harder than the tee shot. And Ben's looks like he might be joining him over there.
You can see, so a couple of these guys were playing pretty cautious to the left side, which is, it's definitely a better miss because that drop zone is not a shot that you want to have.
Look at that. Wow.
That was perfect.
Just outside of circle 1 right there. And I was actually talking to Ben after he laid this up. He said, all right, time to make a putt. He thought that was circle 1 right there that he was laying up to, but he actually laid it up about 75 feet short.
Come on, Ben, this is your course. You should know that. Honestly, with how the course was playing today, a 3 was almost like a birdie. We had a few 5s on my card.
What a putt.
Oh. What a great 3 save, Adam. That's scary. Any reaction off that basket, if he misses, you're probably going in the lake.
That's incredible. And I'm about 3 feet closer than him. Not the same amount of confidence.
That looked a little cautious, which is nothing wrong with the 3 on this hole. Yeah, guy on my card did a 3 putt and went in the water twice on putt, so
yeah, there's and then
scary.
here's Jordan.
And here we are, hole 20. We're going back in the woods. The camera doesn't do this much justice as far as how uphill the hole is. This is a very tight tunnel that you have to hit, a par 4. You really just want to put yourself in the middle of the fairway on the drive. Doesn't matter if you're throwing putter, mid-range, or driver, just anything that'll put you in the middle and then give you an upshot to this hole, which is very, very tough. A 4 is a good score on this. A birdie is very difficult to get.
Yeah, there's actually a short pad up on the right, which is, I think, that's my target. I think it's a lot of other people's as well.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of aiming for too. Looks like Jordan's probably throwing is that a fairway driver maybe?
Yeah, I think he said something like a getaway, or he was saying getaway. I don't know. But yeah, he laced that one up there. That should be a nice spot.
That was amazing, yeah.
Right. Leaked a little left. I was hoping it kind of reverse skipped there, but it looks like it finished up in the bushes.
Yeah, I chose to go putter on this one too and just kind of aim for that short tee pad. Whatever you can throw that's going to stay straight. This looks fantastic too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. And there's the short pad just to the left right there. And he got like another 40, 50 feet there, so that's a great spot. I think Ben looks like he's finishing left over there with
Scoot
me.
out a little bit.
Still not bad though.
Yeah, you guys made this shot look pretty easy. This is a pretty intimidating drive to get up this far. Is no easy task.
Yeah, that's it. And the wind's blowing headwind right down this little tunnel.
Yeah, that would have been tough with that standstill forehand to get all the way to the basket. Let's see what you got.
I was just hoping it got over a little quicker, and I think that could have had a putt. But
Yep. And Adam's opting for the forehand too from the middle of the fairway.
yeah, he's throwing that zone right there.
Well played.
Great shot right there.
The 3 feels great on this one.
And we're still walking up to Jordan's.
Yeah, that must have been definitely was the driver. He got way up the fairway. Make this upshot pretty simple.
Great hole by Jordan.
Yeah, he had a nice little easy putter upshot. You're trying to just get this one close, save the par.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't really much power needed for that. Just more so the angle against that wind. And trying to do the same thing.
Yep.
You can just see how the disc just gets pushed down immediately out of his hand. Great 3.
Yeah, we're kind of blocked by the wind when we're down by the tee, but once you get up here by the green,
Yeah, just even those tap outs, I'm tossing the zone. Just to be safe.
that's a good call. Yeah, I did a couple upside down putts this round, just on my short ones, but if you feel confident with a nice overstable putt like that, go for it.
And Jordan's warming up. He's gotten 3 of the last 4.
Hole 21. This hole is a beast. Absolutely beautiful hole. You got to throw a left to right shot off the tee, downhill. You really want to land right about here, ideally, because this is a tough upshot to the green. The water is very close. The green slopes down to the water, so if you land with a bad angle on the green, you know, anything could happen. You could end up in the water. You can see from the tee how tight this is.
Yeah, and then in order to see the basket, it's a blind upshot, but you have to be, within 15 feet of the water to even see the basket.
That's true. Jordan's opting for the backhand turnover. I see a lot of people throwing forehand on this one too.
Wow, that needs to stop.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It almost stopped off the bags too.
That was unbelievable.
Wow.
He landed, like 250 feet short of that water and got all the way there?
Yeah, that's incredible. And it's blind too, once you let it go, you don't know what it's going to do. You can't see what it's doing.
This looks fantastic.
That looks great. It needs to sit though.
Gosh.
Not again.
Oh my gosh. I almost hit the fisherman. Stick your foot out, buddy.
So you can see 2 right in the water, backhand and forehand, and
God, it's a long way down to that water. That's not easy to get down there.
yeah, and we have we got red flags, but we had no clue how that happened.
Yeah. So you probably saw that and thought
threw it a lot softer than they did. Yeah.
So you can see where Paul landed. He's gonna have a blind shot to that green, sweeping left to right shot. That is not simple. And
That looks
Ben,
smooth.
yeah, he got a good angle on that. It was easy to turn this too much because of that wind. Oh,
That's
wow.
great. You can see, kind of see the basket from there. But once you go in the water, you can see there on the tee pad, you go to a drop zone that is not easy.
See, I did not know that. We didn't have anyone go in there, so I didn't know. Oh, no,
Oh,
Jordan.
wow. Reverse skip off that.
Yeah, he's having a tough hole. Obviously, this is a tough spot from the drop zone. Wow, completely blind to the basket.
Adam going with the forehand as well. You see, you got the air under it though. Let's see if this can spike in there. Oh
Are you
my!
kidding me? Did you see that when it happened? You see
We
him hit
heard it.
basket? Okay.
We heard it. We could not see it. But that's one way to
Yeah,
save a
what a
par.
shot. So you saw his line, had to get it up. Looks like you followed suit.
Just need it to stick. Yep.
Perfect.
I was surprised I was on the high side of the basket. I felt like I threw that way out over the water.
And Ben in the ideal position after the backhand tee shot.
Oh, look at that. The disc flipped over to the right side. Let's roll up
Pretty
towards the
fortunate.
basket. And this is to save bogey right here. Oh.
You know, at least it's that, though. I've seen putts roll away on this one, too.
Yeah, that's difficult. You know, after getting 3 of the last 4 to get them taken away like that. Just 2 unfortunate rolls.
Yeah, that's kind of what Westlake can do. And there's Ben getting his first birdie of the round. That's a very solid one to get. Hopefully he can keep it going now for the local crowd.
Yeah, he was struggling early, so that's that's a good sign right there.
Beautiful birdie. Yeah, with this wind, I thought this was another one of the toughest holes on the course. I'll probably say that a lot, but
yeah, exactly. With the wind, there's no telling.
in hole 22, now we're kind of getting into the teeth of the wind. It was just ripping off the lake here. 325 feet, which is a relatively short hole, but into the stiff headwind, this hole is playing very tough. You didn't want to hang it out over the water too much because you didn't want it to flip and never come back in bounds. So in this wind, it was a good play to get a 3 on this one. Play it up left. You can just hear the wind ripping.
Yeah, this is probably the windiest hole. This, like you said, this stretch. And I'm actually ripping a force into this wind, 325 feet.
Wow.
I'm just throwing it as hard as I can.
Are you serious? You got inside the circle?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was possible in this wind. That's fantastic.
And then these guys are ripping some nukes into this wind.
Come back, baby.
It's one of those holes where even though they're so far out over the water, you still feel like there's a chance that it's just going to bring it back safe. And his did.
Yeah, this is my first hole of the tournament, so
No
started out
way.
with one of the windiest ones, and I played it a little too safe and hit one of those branches left right off the tee, and you can see there left myself with like a 200-foot upshot, which was definitely a chore.
And Jordan going with the tight line there. You can see just even off that little skip, the wind pushed it about 15, 20 feet backwards.
Yeah, and honestly, with this much wind, you could be on the edge of circle 2 and have like a tricky upshot. You want to put this as close as possible.
You can see the flag right there. He is circle 2. That was a great
Well
run.
done.
Don't know if he was running or laying it up, but either way, he's right there. We know this is a run.
Wow, and that's not a putt that you want.
No, right at the water, headwind.
Looks like he's putting his own.
Yep. Got the tailwind at least on that one.
Yep.
I'm right here, about 20 feet away.
I was going to say, I guarantee there's not too many 2s on this one today.
No, just 10 twos. Surprisingly more than I thought, but.
Wow, it was so hard to get where you got, and then to be able to make the putt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went with the zone right there on that putt.
Adam put it twice.
Got one more coming up here, Jordan, for a tester. Before I say everyone got pars.
I was going to say, because
You
our group
never
definitely had
know.
a couple bogeys, including myself, so.
Yeah.
Obviously, a 2 is nice, but you're not going to be losing too many strokes by parring some of these windy holes.
No, so I mean, 4 pars on that one. I think that's probably one of the better cards.
Yeah, I would say. And here we are, hole 23, still throwing into the teeth of the wind. You gotta throw like kind of a sweeping left to right shot, but you can't get too much Anheuser angle today because the wind would just hold it over. It can be kind of easy to find the water if it keeps turning, and then you have this upshot to a peninsula that's, what would you say, about 20, 30 feet to the water on a couple different sides?
Yep, right there at the circle's edge. And the hardest part about this is the ideal tee shot is like a flex turnover, but with this wind, I don't know if we'll see anyone throw the actual line for this hole.
You just ripped that low and got way up there. It's still going to be a tricky upshot, but that was one of the better ones I've seen.
Yeah, just kind of let the wind push it down the hill.
Ben follows suit and keeps it low, which is a good play. I threw kind of a straight disc, and I threw it flat. It got the turn on it, and I thought it was money, but the thing just kept turning, went all the way to the water, which was...
Wow.
So...
And then there's a drop zone on this one, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I was, pretty far up there, but I had to go a couple 100 feet back to the drop zone, and that was almost impossible to get up and down from that.
That's a good shot right there from Adam. Got down to the open.
Yeah, I like what you guys are doing, keeping it low. I wish I would have seen you throw before I went. Jordan gets it up.
Yeah, there's not much that's going to happen after it hits that tree.
No.
So he's still got like close to 400 feet left downhill right at the water.
Yeah, this upshot is pretty drastically downhill. With this wind and the water being that close, I think when you're that far back, you're just thinking par 4.
Exactly. Just try to get your par.
So Ben's pretty close, but you can see this is not easy upshot.
Yeah, he's got an overstable driver from right there.
Wow.
We thought that was skipping in from back there.
And to the viewers, this might look like some pretty basic upshots, but I promise you it was not today.
It's not too bad right there, but a little further than you'd like.
Yeah, circles edge putts into the headwind. Not ideal, but he's got a zone upshot, so you did get way up there.
Yeah, exactly. That was like 170 feet, but probably one of the hardest 170 foot upshots I've had in my career. Oh.
Jordan seems pretty dialed in with these headwind putts. He's not afraid to give it a chance.
It's another great putt from Adam.
Hamas is a fearless putter. When he gets going, it's he puts them in from everywhere.
That's a great 3. And if you look at that stretch of 9 holes right there, 2 down, 2 birdies, that's probably one of the hotter stretches through what they call the gauntlet.
That's impressive, and looks like you throw in the zone again.
Yeah, that felt like a really good birdie right there.
Yeah, that's true. Hamas is putting together a quiet, solid round here so far.
Well, you can see how tough the course is playing right now. What are we through? 11 holes, and the best score is 4 under.
Westlake. Thank you everyone for watching the front 12. We're gonna be back at you shortly with the back, with this windy, fierce day at Westlake. Appreciate you guys all watching.
Yep, we'll see you next time.